This is directly after my intro video, so that's why I still look disheveled. But I just wanted to walk you through while I had a couple minutes still how to get started, or how I started anyway. So, how I first got started was I first wrote the story. And so here is my Word document with the story that I wrote called This Is Not a Goodnight Book. And this I wrote, it's a children's picture book. I think it's 350 words, something like that, not long. And I started in Word because that's just what I use. And it's a story. It's called This Is Not a Goodnight Book. It's actually a nap time story, and it was um, inspired by my now 3.5-year-old daughter, Evie, because uh, she was always hard to lay down for naps. She wakes up before the sun does, and she always loved bedtime stories at nap time. And all the books we had at the time were good night stories. It's time for bed, you've had a busy day, it's time to rest, get in the bath, all that stuff. And I was like, we need a book like that that's sweet and rhyming, but for nap time. So that inspired me to write this story. So I wrote it. It is rhyming, and I've been to one children's book conference, and they said don't rhyme, but I personally love rhyme, and I love reading rhyming stories to my kids. So I wrote it in rhyme. Eat that, folks. So here's the story, and I took the first thing you need to do is kind of figure out in your head how you want to break up your words into pages and how it's going to turn and flow. In other stories, I actually put the pagination in here, like this is page 1, or this is page 4 through 5, this is page 6 through 7. In this case, I did not have the pagination in here, and so I just started doing it in Canva, laying it out the way I would want to read it to my kid. So that's what I did in Canva. So you can see here, here's my title page, my dedication to Evie, and then here's my first page. So it's not dark out yet. Mr. Sun and the birds are still awake. This is not a good night book, but you've been up since daybreak. That's my first 2 pages of the book. So what I did is I just took my words from here, copied them into Canva. They have a storybook project template that you can use so that when you're done, it'll kind of turn it like a page when you start playing this view. And I thought that would be great for when I read it on this channel. I can just play it through Canva and read the story out loud. So I had these pages lined up with the words. I spent more time than you probably should trying to pick out a font that I liked. You don't realize until you start using font how important it is. I've seen books that have weird font, it just turns you off from reading it. And even this isn't perfect, but I don't I don't want to spend the rest of my life picking a great font. I can't make fonts. There's probably an AI for that. I don't know, but I didn't go down that route, and I don't want to go there right now with this book. Maybe in future iterations I will. But so I picked this font because I thought it still is a little bit playful, but it's bold and easy to read. And it kind of went with the feeling of the story, if that makes sense. So here's my first 2 pages, and let's just go with that. In what I started to do after the fact, because I was spending a lot of time in my 2 AI apps trying to generate the right image for me, and I was forgetting the prompts that I had. So in my Word document, a prompt is what you give the AI machine to generate the illustration for you. So in my Word document, I started commenting on each line item, what prompt I used to get me the image that I ended up using in my story. So for the first page, it's not dark out yet. Mr. Sun and the birds are still awake. This is not a good night book, but I put a prompt in. I first used Magic Media, and I put a prompt in saying afternoon sky with the sun shining and 3 birds flying in the air. So that was my first prompt. In Magic Media, they gave me this image when I put in that prompt. It gives you 4. Magic Media is great. It gives you 4 images for free, and you can kind of, out of your credits, and you can choose from it what you like the best and put it in. So it gave me Holy moly, folks. Let me find it here. Oh, these are all the images that they gave me for the other prompts I had. Okay. So here is the prompt that Magic Media, or this is the image that Magic Media gave me. Make it a little bit bigger for the folks in the back and the bad eyes. Okay, so that's it. It's not bad. I mean, I don't see the sun shining. Afternoon sky, I don't know, I'd call this sunset, but whatever. This is what it gave me. And I like the feel of it, so I kept it. But let me keep that in there. But I started using Mojo AI after using Magic Media. And Mojo, you only get so many credits for free before they start making you pay for it. I think it's over 70. I have 25 credits left for where we are at now. But what I did is I exported the Magic Media one and then chose it, uploaded it to Mojo and chose the watercolor option and used it to create. So you can see it's not drastically different, but it's got a little bit more depth to it. You can see the watercolor is a little bit more meaningful. I'm not an artist, guys. I just know what I like. Okay, and I don't know the right words. It's like asking me to give you my opinion on wine. It tastes good, but I don't mean oak barrel and chocolate notes. I don't know. But I just think it looks better. It's more defined. So I chose that. And so once I realized that I could use Magic Media to kind of get me close to what I'm looking for and then upload it to Mojo and get more depth, that's what I started doing. So this is the next one. You've been up since daybreak. And on my prompt, I used side view. You have to be really explicit with AI. People are complaining about it taking over and people losing jobs and stuff, but I do think there's a benefit in that it will help us be more explicit in using our words, saying exactly what we want, because AI is going to force you, at least for now, to clearly define what you're looking for. It's like a genie, it's going to, I want to marry a princess, and the genie's going to give you something crazy if you're not clear in what you want. So, side view of a blonde girl waking up in her bed with the sun rising outside her window. That was my prompt for You've Been Up Since Daybreak. And Mojo Media gave me, or not Mojo, I'm sorry, Magic Media gave me this photo. Okay, was it that one? Yeah. No, I'm sorry, because that's a little cheesy looking, right? I don't like that. I don't like that image. It wasn't for me. It gave me this one. And still, like, it looks like a character from Charlie Brown, right? Like, it's fine, but I wanted something with a little more feeling and character. So I downloaded this and then uploaded it through Canva and Mojo AI. And Mojo AI gave me this. You see the face is just better, and I like it. And then with the text, to give it more character too, I typed it in, and then through Canva, I used the effects option right up here on the toolbar, and I did the curvature to kind of make it look like it's going over the sunrise over the girl. So that's it. So that's me getting started. I don't know how long this was. Hopefully you guys followed along, and I will try to do future videos. Right now with this book and the challenge I'm having, you can see here some of my old illustrations that I got just straight from Magic Media for free. It's not consistent, right? So this and this kind of look like it could have been done by the same artist. This is clearly not. This is clearly not all from Magic Media. This one came directly from Mojo. And it actually is what made me start using it, because I was like, oh, I love this. And my prompt was 3-year-old girl, blonde girl, you have to be explicit, running through her kitchen with a clock on the wall showing it's 12:30. Well, the clock's wrong, whatever, who cares? But I want my whole book to look like this. Like, I want a way to say, this is what I want, folks. But I'm not finding that to be happening soon. It's all trial and error so far. Because look, gave me this, and then the very next prompt, it gave me this one about a girl playing in a park. She's playing with rocks, is what I wanted. But this is not the same as this. It's starting to look a little too real, and I don't want that. And maybe you don't see that. I do. I don't want it to look real. I want it to look like a character. Not like that. Not like that. These are all my old ones I need to work on. Love this. This came from a combination of Magic Media and Mojo. I want my whole book to look like that. Either that or that. This one up here. But for the sake of me not being an illustrator and not letting me spend thousands of dollars trying to get the right images, I might have to work with a combination. So I'm just going to show you guys the process along the way.